Good evening. I'd like to call to order the June 10th, 2009 Zoning Commission meeting. Let the record show all members are present. Public comment period. I think Mr. Compton has a comment before we recognize the audience.
I just wanted to announce that next Monday we are kicking off our master plan exercise. We are meeting with the consultant and our master plan support committee and our technical advisory committee and a number of parish agencies that will be significant in the entire master planning process. So that kicks off next Monday, and you know the scope of work says 12 to 13 months. So hopefully within 13 months we'll be coming back to you guys with a plan to adopt and move forward with our master plan for the parish.
Thank you, Ricky. And looking forward to working with the consultant and the plan. All right, anyone in the audience wishing to come forward and comment? You'll have 3 minutes to speak. No one wishing to come forward. Public comment period is closed. Have item number 5A, public hearing to consider zoning.
Acceptance of minutes.
Oh, yeah, I went right by. Thank you. Minutes acceptance. I heard someone grumbling in it. Okay, what did I miss? Minutes from last month's meeting.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Steve Barrow to approve, seconded by Beverly Barre. Any opposition? Motion carries. Now, item number 5A, public hearing to consider the following zoning review ID 2010.09, Lewis J. Henderson. Anyone here to represent Mr. Henderson? That you? Okay.
And I'm the owner and developer of this subject property. Here today to propose zone change from RM to MU2. Our plan for this property would be to develop a professional office park. It would consist of 4 to 5 buildings separated with green space and sidewalks. Our market for this property would be professional businesses such as CPAs, insurance agents, real estate businesses, title companies, and so on. Last month we met with the president of the Homeowners Association in Longwood, Charles Hardy, with also maybe 15 or 20 of the residents in Longwood subdivision. They were in favor of the proposed change. It wasn't they haven't actually had enough people to vote on it because there was only 15 or 20 of the residents there, but I have a letter from the president saying that they were in favor of the change. I have a couple of renderings I'll show you of what we kind of had in mind. These are just different pictures of some office parks. And this is a preliminary layout of kind of what we have in mind. 4 to 5 buildings, more of a residential type construction that would blend with the Longwood subdivision. The architectural standards would be architectural shingles, old brick, some old beams incorporated in the brick, and it'd be very tasteful development. So I think that's it. I would appreciate your consideration for this proposed change.
Thank you, Mr. May. Commissioners have any comments or questions? No comments, questions from the commissioners at this time? Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward, speak on this issue, please come forward. No one wishing to come forward, public hearing is closed.
Tell me about
Comment.
Track E. What is Track E?
Let's see. I'm not sure I know what Track E is. Refer to Lois J. Henderson. It's it borders one side of the property. It's a gravel road. I'm not sure what Track E refers to.
Well, I'm talking about the little triangular sliver of land between Longwood Avenue and your property. So I'm assuming that you don't have frontage on Longwood Avenue, correct?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, the property line shows a Track E between Longwood and your property. I guess that's what I'm trying to get across. What is that?
Do you have a rendering of the plat? You know, Track E doesn't belong to me. I'm really not sure what that is. It is a little triangle. It might be servitude or some type of. I'm really not sure. Our property is the dark heavy line, so I don't know what Track E is.
I'm just concerned, you know, in the event that you know you try to connect to Longwood, it just doesn't appear to be that you have frontage on Longwood based on that, because there's a track land separating you from there.
Well, in the rendering, we weren't proposing to
Right.
connect to Longwood. We wanted to connect and have the access on Highway 73. And that was also one of the concerns the neighborhood had. They didn't want us to connect into Longwood. So being it's Track E doesn't belong to us, I'm not sure if we really could anyway.
Well, you know, to a certain extent, this is precisely why we created this zoning, you know, this district, is to facilitate, you know, the use of land on roads like Highway 73 that are too heavily traveled to really support residential, but not have difficult or heavy impacted commercial uses. I'm just going to make a statement that I don't particularly care for your site plan, so I want to make sure that you understand that I wouldn't base my recommendation or approval on that site plan under any circumstances. I think that parking lot at the corner of Longwood and Highway 73 is going to look terrible, but I think it's the right zoning district, and it's in a right area that makes a lot of sense, and I'm going to make a motion to recommend to the Parish Council approval of the rezoning of the property to the MU2.
Second.
Have a motion to approve and recommend to the council approval by Julio Dumas, seconded by Paige Beckno. Any opposition? One objection. Any other objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. May. Okay. Item number 6, public hearing to amend the Ascension Parish Development Code. A is section 17288, home occupation standards. And I guess since Lance isn't here,
Do you want me to read it, or you want Tony to read it?
oh, we can let Tony read it.
The purpose of this ordinance is to supplement the Ascension Parish Unified Development Code by creating a drainage ordinance for the parish of Ascension.
Oh, wait, hold on. We're doing the
Wait,
home
yeah,
occupation one.
Go to the home occupation one. I guess that the drainage one, I mean, on the, as far as the agenda, what? The agenda doesn't list.
Yes, it is, right here.
Okay, this is the home occupation standards.
Okay.
It's section 17-288. A customary home occupation is a business or profession carried on by an occupant of a dwelling as a secondary use, which is clearly incidental to the main residential use. A home occupation may be operated in any district within the parish. Any construction which occurs in connection with the conduct of a home occupation, such as adding a home office onto a house, does not require a development permit. To take advantage of these exemptions, a home occupation shall comply with the following. It shall be conducted by family members residing on the premises and a maximum of 2 additional employees on the premises at any one time. It is conducted entirely within the principal building or related structures or accessory buildings and uses on the property out of sight of neighboring properties. It utilizes not more than 20% of the floor area of the principal building, not to exceed 750 square feet, except for historic properties and bed and breakfast establishments. It produces no alteration or change in the character or exterior appearance of the principal building from that of a dwelling. It involves no sale or offering for sale any article not produced by members of the family residing on the premises. It shall contain no outside accessory building, repair, or storage shops. It has no distribution center requiring bulk deliveries and local dispensing. It shall not be used for storage for more than 1 commercial vehicle licensed as 1 ton or less in capacity per family residing on the premises. The following occupations, subject to the requirements of the previous subsection, are permitted as customary home occupations. Barber shops and beauty shops operated by not more than 2 members of the residence with no more than 2 chairs. Artists, dressmakers, seamstresses, tailors, crafts, and interior decorators. Professional offices for architects, accountants, lawyers, engineers, doctors, or dentists, and surveyors. Bed and breakfast uses where the facility has a residential appearance and adequate parking for guests is provided. Teaching musical instruction in daycare limited to 6 pupils at a given time. Offices for record maintenance only for businesses, example electricians, plumbers, HVAC, and other contractors which perform their services at other locations. Agents for manufacturers and salespersons for records and bookkeeping only. Orders may be made by telephone solicitation and certain deliveries may be made at the dwelling. Any similar use which the zoning official deems to be a home occupation by reason or acceptance as a home occupation in the community.
So what we did is we
Thank you.
took the existing home occupation standard. This exists in our code today, and we added the line on item number 3. It utilized not more than 20% of the floor area of the principal building. We added not to exceed 750 square feet. That's the only change to the existing code. Now, upon further review, we realized that line 6 is a direct conflict with line 2.
And we propose to make a change, and that is to delete the words accessory, building, and shops. So it would read, it shall contain no outside repair or storage, period.
Okay. Questions, comments? No questions, comments at this time. I'll open up the floor for public hearing. No one wishing to come forward for public hearing and comment. Public hearing is closed. What is the wish of the commission?
I'd like to make a motion that we recommend that the parish council adopt the amendment as proposed, as amended, excuse me.
Second.
Motion to recommend to the council adoption by Julio Dumas, seconded by Sherry Slyman. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Okay, so the next item is Table A, permitted uses by district. What we've done is we've gone in to the table, which generally defines what land uses you can do within which zoning districts. And on page 2, where it gets into commercial uses, for the columns identified with RM, R, and C, which are residential, medium, rural, and conservation, we've eliminated all of the commercial yeses, basically, saying that now, if you want to do commercial within these zoning designations, you must comply with the home occupation standards. We're no longer saying that if you have a business that is less than 1,500 square feet, that you can plunk it anywhere you want within residential, medium, rural, or conservation. That business must meet our home occupation standards. So on page 2, for RM, R, and C, we've removed all the yeses from commercial. On page 3, we left the only one we left was for kennels, which, you know, you could make the argument that do kennels belong in these districts? It's open to interpretation. We used several example codes, and kennels seem to be one of those that they do allow. I think that what we could do is go in and define kennels, allowing up to a certain number of dogs, define private versus public. We weren't at that point yet, but basically keeping kennels we thought was an okay solution in rural and conservation now, not in residential medium. And then signs, on-site use advertising, we left that. No industrial, and we left ponds or dirt pits, thinking that those are pretty much a non-invasive use as well. Then as you get into Table B, what we did for page 8 of your packet is when it gets to site requirements by district for commercial, once again for RM, R, and C, all of the standards have been eliminated because we don't want to say that commercial is allowed in these districts as it has been in the past where you had the 1,500 square foot limitation. We've just eliminated that option from the code and said if you want to do commercial in these districts, you must meet our home occupation standards. Square footage limitation, employee limitation, living on site, those sorts of things.
Okay, very good. Any questions, comments? No questions or comments. I'll open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward, please come forward and you'll have 3 minutes. No one wishing to come forward, public hearing is closed. Comments, questions from commissioners?
I'd like to make a motion that we recommend to the parish council that they adopt the Table A and Table B of the permitted uses in the zoning code as proposed.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion to recommend adoption by the council by Julio Dumas, seconded by Paige Becknell.
Yes.
Any opposition? The motion carries. Item number 7, public hearing to amend the drainage ordinance. You want to?
Well, I don't think we need to read the entire drainage ordinance.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
But what I would like to do is have Ben Laurie, the parish engineer in planning and development, explain what this ordinance change amounts to. so that you guys can get the general synopsis for these changes. And then if you have any further questions, Ben can address those.
We basically did three things with the proposed revisions. We cleaned up the document a little bit from the current edition that's in effect. We also inserted a little flexibility for these smaller sites that we're getting, dentist offices and things of that nature that they come in and they say, why do we have to do it? We don't have room for a pond. We're a little 1/10 of an acre site or 1/2 an acre site, and so we put flexibility in there to allow them to address their drainage issues without having to do the same thing that a 80-lot subdivision has to do. And then the third thing we did was set the groundwork for what we eventually hope to have is a pay-in-lieu system, which will allow developments to buy into a parish-owned and maintained drainage detention system. That is down the road because it'll involve studies for each watershed so that those things can be installed. And anyway, the pay-in-lieu framework is here in this document, but that'll be a future document that will flesh out what that means for the developers.
Okay. Comments, questions?
I'll make a motion to recommend approval to the...
Read.
It's finished.
Okay. What? No.
Thought you were finished.
Well, I'm just saying unless there's comments, but I'll do the public hearing. No comments, questions at this time. Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and comment, please come forward. No one wishing to come forward. Public hearing is closed. All right, now, Ms. Slime.
I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval to the council.
Second.
Okay. Motion to recommend to the council approval by Sherry Slyman and seconded by Beverly Barre. Any opposition? Motion carries. Good work, guys. Good stuff.
And you should be commented. It's very good.
Commented or commended?
Commended.
Commended.
Commended. Must be that. Old business number 8. Historic Overlay ID 153506. Investment Ascension Properties LLC for Danny Watts. And I guess anyone here to present?
No, any response to the letter?
Make a move, shut them down.
None.
Comments, questions for commissioners? Any recommendation?
Stan. So we sent them a notice.
I don't know if he sent one also, but I sent a certified letter to him. I haven't gotten the return yet. I haven't gotten where they couldn't, like, no sender. I haven't gotten a signed return. I haven't gotten anything.
When did you send it? How long has it been?
Maybe the week after our last meeting.
It's a long time.
Well, the fact is, they were also notified prior to last month's meeting. So they've gotten more than adequate notice.
Well, it's illegal. So you send them a certified letter, and they're essentially in that certified letter that we're given notice.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's notice that occurred by virtue of the public hearing when we provided direction to send that letter. What's the cure period that we gave them?
In the letter I sent him, Mr. Danny Watts, I gave him, it was either 15 or 30 days, I'm not sure right off the top of my head, to either contact an official or start making his changes. But I haven't gotten a receipt yet to know when those 15 or 30 days begin.
Okay. And then assuming he fails to take appropriate action, then after that our job would be to file suit?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I guess then,
How long do you wait until you decide that you're not going to get anything back? I mean,
I always get something back. I mean, either someone signs it or I get where there was no mail outlet or something. I mean, it doesn't just stay out there. And when I get that back from 15 or 30 days, whatever I put in the letter, we can take action after that.
Well, can't you check it with the post office with the numbers on there when you certified mail? You can check and see if they received it or did it get lost or whatever.
It takes usually 3 weeks, depending on where the letter's going.
I mean, if I can manage the post office, and it makes three attempts to deliver, and then after that, they route it back to you.
But you can find out where you are with checking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have the numbers and everything.
Right, you can find out.
Well, bottom line is that at next month meeting, we should know whether we file suit or they're doing something.
Right.
I got a question. Does the council have to authorize to file suit, or how does that work?
I don't think they have to authorize. I think I have that authorization once all the steps have been taken
Okay.
and no one's...
I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing else that needed to be done, because, you know, we need to take enforcement action as quick as possible, that's all.
Yeah, are we sure what the steps are? I know we discussed it at the last meeting. Is this it? Once the certified letter comes back or it does not?
That's
Then-
usually the last step.
Okay.
Next month's meeting will be 3 years since they came before us.
And it was a
And have-
2-year period, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were granted a 2-year period.
They've had a year of freebie.
But they've had a year that, above and beyond that.
They waited a certain amount of time before they went and even did anything. That's what stretched it out.
Yeah.
Had the motion been made as of the date the commission made the decision, all this would be taking place, or would have taken place before now.
Okay, well, looks like we wait till next meeting to see if any response is received, and then move from there.
Do we need any type of a motion for that? Anything that we need to do to keep it legal, keep it?
I wouldn't think so. I mean,
Do we
pretty much
defer it, or do we?
authorize you to just take the action and just
Well,
let it run its course.
I think we authorized her to take the action, because that's what triggered the thing. I think this is really here as much as status as anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay.
If anything, make a motion to get a status update report next commission meeting, next month's commission meeting.
I mean, just keep it on old business. Get updated.
I'll second that.
Is that a motion?
I'll
Second.
Okay. Everybody seconded. It's a unanimous second.
Motion to
We don't need a
keep
vote.
item 8 on the agenda for next month. Adopted by acclamation. All right, item 8B, Bronco fabrication.
Next one. This is your business.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, my name's Dave Roberts. We've been here before, and I guess I've got good news to report, and I appreciate you guys. I know you wanted me to come into the last commission meeting, but I was out of town. I wanted to come personally and not send someone on my behalf. We have solved the problem with the office trailer on Swamp Road, and we will be disconnecting the power and everything and moving out of the trailer probably by the end of July. And so well within the time frame that we asked for. So I appreciate all your patience and everything. So we've solved that problem. And
Okay.
we'll be moving out.
You're moving out of the trailer. Are you moving the trailer?
We'll probably move the trailer in the yard. I don't have to move the trailer, as I understand it, unless the commission tells me otherwise. We have to move out of the trailer. We don't have permission to occupy the
Okay.
trailer, as I understand it. Is that not correct?
I'm trying to remember myself.
I think we can store the trailer, keep the trailer there, but right now our plan is to be out of it by the end of July and abandon it, and we will disconnect the utilities to it. And eventually we'll move it out, because obviously it's not going to be any use to us sitting there with no power.
Comments, questions by commissioners? Okay, I don't know if we have really.
I think it's just a status report.
Yeah, it's just an update.
Yeah, I agree to come back and give you an update, so
Okay.
appreciate you working on it.
Well, we thank you for coming.
Yes, sir, thank you, Mr. Rose. Appreciate it.
A lot of times they don't come, as you know. Thank you. All right, zoning committee, so we didn't have a meeting
We did not have a meeting this month, but we are having a meeting next month.
next month or this month.
This month, I'm sorry.
All right. Any motion to adjourn?
Okay.
All right, we are adjourned.